You are now listening to the Thanks for Trying podcast, episode 20. I am the last skeptic. Firstly, apologies for the couple months between recording. I've been touring, I've been working on a new record, blah blah blah. It's all bullshit excuses. I still could have done it. Hope you had a good Christmas, etc. Big apologies also to anyone that can't subscribe or is a subscriber and hasn't got previous episodes without going up in the iTunes and clicking, download and all that complicated shit. Some kind of bug in the system. It is all sorted out now, so make sure you go hit the subscribe button. I've just announced tickets for March 25th, the next live episode of the Thanks for Trying podcast, starring the world famous Ramesh Ranganathan. Make sure you go cop tickets for that now. It's nearly sold out already, so make sure you go do that. You can find the link on my Twitter. You're not stupid, you'll figure it out. So, episode 20, let's do this. Starring returning guest Mikill Pane, and fresh from her residency on One Extra, Melody Kane. Enjoy this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 20. 20, can you fucking believe that? Of the Thanks for Trying podcast. With my two very special guests here on this Saturday night, Melody Kane and Mikill Pane. All right. Tiny little clap.
It rhymes.
Tiny little clap.
No, but it rhymes. Melody Kane and Mikill Pane.
It does rhyme.
You should have a talk show. I feel like that's
Kane and Pane.
Kane and Kane.
I'd want Kane to come first. Kane and Pane.
Kane and Pane.
Also, it sounds a bit like a detective agency.
Oh my God, let's do that. That'll be more fun than a talk show.
Kane and Pane. Fighting crime.
Let's we have to kind of solve like really specific crimes, like really fucked up ones that nobody can get help for.
Yeah.
Hit me with an example.
George, the crime busters of the sea. Remember the crime busters of the sea? No, they were fucking awesome.
And George.
The crime busters of the sea. Can I be Sharky, please? I don't want to be George.
What was George still a shark?
Like a big pink blob.
It was okay.
No, was he?
I forgot.
No, I can't remember. Was he? What did George look like? What was George?
Jesus,
Sharky was
I
the
can't
shark.
remember.
Was he an elephant? No, it's because I just
sea-dwelling elephant.
Wanker the caring elephant.
We should explain that I've got a tape in my house that Melody just found that is for Wanker the caring elephant. I'll put up a picture of it. I found it. I was in Boston and I was just going around like charity shops looking for vinyl.
Was Boston, USA or Boston in Lincolnshire? Which one?
Obviously the less glamorous one in the USA. And I just found it in there, and totally that pun, like what the meaning of it had been lost on everyone there. So like, yeah, it's Wanker the caring elephant, of course.
It's
that's just a cartoon.
Wanker.
Wanker.
Wanker the elephant. No, they would have gone. It's Wanker. Wanker. It's Wanker.
Wanker. It's Wanker.
That's what they probably would have said.
The caring elephant. I want accountability for that.
It's amazing. Can we actually though start this like detective agency? I feel really excited. I want it to have like maybe an element of, have you ever seen Cheaters? Cheating is a crime.
Oh right,
happens every day. Maybe we could do like a UK version of Cheaters, but with us. Like you can be that guy that's really like, and then as he held her hand, lying to your face, the way that he does is he caresses another woman. You can be that guy, the one
the narrator.
Real, yeah.
Right.
No, but I'd want to be. Actually, I don't think I'd really want to be a bat too tough snitching on the man them.
No, I want to be the one with the camera that runs into their establishments.
That's it.
Catching them and
kicking in the door.
I'll be the voice.
You be the voiceover.
At what point, and if you're not smashing in the door and you're just like creeping in, at what point do you stop it? You know what I mean? How much do you watch until you say stop?
Until there's enough evidence. Yeah.
So at least half an hour to 45 minutes.
I think you're legally obligated to watch the whole thing.
You have to watch, get some popcorn.
Yeah.
You have to enjoy that. All right.
No,
cool.
not popcorn. Like something silent when you eat it.
Oh yeah, true.
Imagine that being your job though.
I can think of anything silent. I eat everything so loudly.
Like the pick and mix.
It's really true. So you guys haven't seen each other for ages. So I'm really glad I could reunite.
I mean, I don't know. We sort of have, but what happens is we see each other all the time at various things, and then like with the best intentions, we're always going to hang out, and we kind of never do. But there's that beautiful understanding every time we see each other that it's just fine.
Yeah, we had an extended period of like hanging out in. Well, it wasn't recently. It was like last summer in at Boardmasters
Oh my
Festival.
God, that
we
was
sort of
so
lived in the same house for a while.
When you said you lived in a house at a festival, I feel like my OCD needs to know more.
Oh right, no. So
No,
the fact
we were all in
the
a
house
house.
wasn't on site or anything.
Oh, okay, right,
No, the
fine.
house was quite a while away from the.
they're missing festivals
site.
are missing a trick.
It was a horrible house, by the way.
What they should just
They should just build
do a
houses
festival on an estate.
Exactly.
And
Just
that's
cut out the
accommodation.
middle, man.
Just live in squats.
That's it. A squat festival.
The festival, can you survive without a drug habit at the end of it? Come out of the festival without a needle.
If you come out there without and you're not addicted to crack, that's your payment.
Whoa. So today, so I wanted to ask you, Melody, about you've got No Kane, No Gain.
Yes.
So tell us about it, because it looked sick, and you had it today.
Yes, No Kane, No Gain. So we basically did like a one-off as part of the Hoxton Hotel's Fresh and Fit Festival. So No Kane, No Gain is basically where I'm on the decks DJing. We have somebody like that hosts the class, like a guest MC. This time was Versatile, and a trainer that takes the class. So yeah, like the whole idea is that I love fitness, but I found that the classes I went to, they were like geared around the class, not so much the music. So No Kane, No Gain is about it being like a fitness experience, but with like amazing music.
Because the music is terrible, gyms.
No, it's terrible. It's literally the worst, like the worst.
Yeah.
Play like loads of games, like fitness games. So whenever we're focusing on the glutes, I go in with the dance hall. You know, when we're doing like high cardio, I play drum and bass. So it's really like an experience that
proper
people
engineered.
enjoy. Yeah, like to enjoy, man. Because fitness, you know, it's meant to be enjoyed. It's you know, it can be hard, but I just want people to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, make it more accessible. Have fun. Like we've got to have fun while we're training.
Yeah.
Because you know, I went to a lot of classes. I found them really boring.
Yeah, I've only just started getting back into it, and it's definitely the thing that annoys me most is the music in the gym. Secondly, the people in the gym.
Yeah, to be honest, like people in gym are just really annoying. This is why I actually do prefer like bodybuildery gyms, because even though they're annoying in their own way, the grunting, etc., you know, the excess steroids. But the fact is that they are all there to get fit, you know. So well, they're not there to get fit; they're there to just like grow their muscles massively big, so they can pose and walk around, you know, at their dormant jobs. Not stereotyping, but the thing I like about bodybuilder gyms is like you're left alone. You know, people are so busy focusing on themselves. Basically, they're so narcissistic in bodybuilder gyms that you don't have to worry about being bothered because everyone's there on their mission. Whereas a lot of gyms, you know, they're just I do find gyms a bit boring.
Yeah, very boring.
You find
places.
them boring?
Yeah, very boring.
Yeah, man, come to No Kane, No Gain.
I'll do it. I want to do it because it forces me to do it. Because like I've been chatting to Michael Pane about it recently. I've been trying to do running, and I've never run before in my life. Like I lost like 2 stone last year by just doing weights, and I was trying mad hard. But now I want to increase stamina. So I've been finally got to 5K like last week, and I was so happy. Because I used to not be able to run half a K.
You know what I really find good is like when you go abroad, when you're away, just run. You know, when you're somewhere hot. Because I do love running, but I struggle to breathe trying to run around London. I have to go to really like green areas. Now this is what I've realised, because it's a real thing. The pollution in our lungs, like it's not good.
It's really bad.
I am a treadmill guy, but only because I still live in Hackney, but when I lived in the area that I grew up in, I used to just run into, not literally collide with them, but I'd see people along the way that I knew and feel rude not stopping to have a chat. And so I thought, you know what, just have more private runs. So I just go on the treadmill, and that's my running routine.
I don't
bored,
really
do. Not really.
Do you find yourself watching the distance and the time? Because that's what I always do.
I do. But the thing is, I used to watch the distance and the time because I was like, please, just like, can time just hurry the fuck up right now? Can I just, or do you know what I mean? I want to get this over and done with. But I think now I just watch the time and the distance out of boredom because it's the only thing that's actually changing.
So, Justin, you just came back from Portland. That's what I wanted to talk to you about. And I've been literally not asking you anything about it. It may have seemed like I was a disinterested friend.
No, I didn't even realize it.
Didn't even ask you whether you had fun.
Well, when Kim mentioned it, and then you said, I'm not asking you on purpose.
Then you realised.
Then I realised.
Then you took back all the hateful letters that you'd written to me. Why didn't you ask me about my trip? So tell me about it. You went to Nike headquarters, man.
Mate.
Jeez.
It was like a pilgrimage.
Yeah.
Honestly. I've been a fan of Nike for my whole... since I can remember liking things. do you know what I mean? I've liked Nike things, and I really, really wanted to travel to Portland and just see it. You know?
Yeah. So I saw you had little like bikes, Nike bikes.
Yeah. So in Portland, you know, just like over here, we've got the bike schemes. There's various ones. It used to be Barclays, right? But have you seen there's all them idiot little silver and orange
They're
bikes
leaving them
propped up
everywhere.
against
What
trees
are they? Because
everywhere.
they're always
They just
always
look
on
like
the
little,
ground. Like,
they
what
just,
is it? What?
I don't like that scheme.
Whose
fucked.
scheme is that?
no
And why are the
idea.
bikes always on the floor?
And the bikes look so cheap and shit as well. I don't know who's flooding the streets with these bikes.
There's obviously some kind of bike cartel that's just going around.
Yeah, undercutting the banks. They think that they're just gangs like, yeah, we're gonna flood the streets
Flood the
with these
streets with
shitty
bikes.
silver and orange bikes.
'Cause you can just
it's like
rent
the
them,
crack
right?
of bikes.
Yeah, that
Do you know what I mean?
don't
Like
stand up.
the banks have got like the cocaine.
Yeah.
And these guys are just flooding the streets with shit grade. Just them bikes are whack.
Yeah, but so can you tell me, because they're not attached to anything? So
No.
I don't know where people are
So
getting.
how-
I don't know how people are paying for
I
them.
think they're locked until you scan something on your
Fam,
phone.
I never see
That's
those
what I
bikes
think.
locked up. I never see.
No,
them locked
I mean,
up.
no, I think
On the
the actual the pedals are locked. So you can't move them
Oh.
until you, but then that doesn't stop the fact that they're a fucking nuisance, that they're all over the streets.
everywhere.
Well, they had this scheme in I was in Melbourne a couple of months ago, and they had them the same thing everywhere, but people were dashing the bikes. Actually, in Sydney they had them. People had thrown them into the like off the cliff. So there was just like tons of them.
you can't do that with a Boris bike. They're so heavy. I feel
are.
like they were
They
brought
are.
in to just reduce the population of London. Whereas
Yeah.
it's just like there's too many of these fucking people here. So
Yeah.
gonna bring in some unmaneuverable, heavy concrete bikes, and people just get taken out as they try and ride them.
You know-
I remember when they first came in, everyone was just falling over in the
Yeah.
road,
Yeah.
like getting their heads run over by traffic. I mean, exaggerating a little bit, but I know there were quite a few accidents.
So many people.
I remember
died.
the
Great
year
road
of
cult.
2015.
It wouldn't surprise
No,
me.
when the bikes first came in, a lot of people were, and I'm not laughing, like becoming decapitated and, you know, falling
the great
over.
Boris bike beheading.
Yes, it was a population reduction.
This is gruesome.
Yeah. it's
How did I miss this?
Take the bus.
Did you see some mad shit at Nike? Did you see some like super rare shit? Just like
Yeah.
top secret stuff? Did you see Mr.
No, do
Nike?
you know what? There was a Mr. Nike.
With a big tick on his head.
His head is
a
this-
walking
You found
tick.
me. It's
His head's
taken
just
you
a
years,
swoosh.
but you
Bit
found
like-
me.
He's got no mouth, but you can hear him speak.
Yeah.
He's the final boss.
No, there was a building that I wasn't even allowed in.
Oh,
Yeah, that's literally all I can say.
and
about
you don't
it. I
even
wasn't
know what
allowed
was in that building.
film.
Can you speculate on what was in that building?
No plans for stuff. I
Shit.
think
Plans.
Factory.
Nike's magical, man.
Probably the sweatshop.
Yeah,
Couldn't go in there.
I was gonna say it. So wait, you're wearing some new. You'll have to at least big up your new Vapor Max today.
Vapor Max Plus, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, I went to level up.
big on
Met the final boss. I went to level up.
1800-inch heels.
They are a bit platformy.
Yeah, they
These
look
are
great.
really nice though.
The thing is, I love them. When I first saw them, I thought, are they a bit orthopedic or not? But then, obviously, now I really like them. So I would not, and obviously because of peer pressure, now I want them.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what I think because I
bought
still
the
want
original
them.
Air Max Plus, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
The thing is, it's two beautiful shoes hybridized. It's as simple as that. I love the Vapor Max, and I love the Air Max Plus. Together, it's just, you know what I mean.
It's beautiful.
Is it like walking on just pure bubbles and clouds?
Do you know what? I'm used to. The thing is, it's got the ride of a Vapor Max anyway because of the sole. Right. So I'm kind of used to walking on Vapor Max now anyway. But when you do first, you feel a difference in your gait. Like when you first put on Vapor Max, you feel like you're walking a bit like OJ Simpson. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Covered in blood.
Inappropriately.
Melody, are you a sneaker head as well?
I used to be a lot more of one, and I don't know where the switch came from. I used to sort of feel like I was just over obsessing, like my room and everything was just like a shrine, and now I don't know.
Have you gone clutter free?
I've gone more minimalist,
Yeah.
definitely. And I just found that even with like all the sneakers I had, I was still kind of wearing like the same pattern of 7 to 10 all the time anyway. So I just thought, what am I doing? Like, it's just...
So when you have like 10 pairs of black trainers that all look the same,
Yeah.
I started like feeling a way about having too much stuff when I like people that my friends were working with, or like doing charity work or working with refugees or whoever. I was like, they have like nothing. So I started just giving away like everything.
Did you feel amazing? I bet you felt amazing.
Yeah, I did. It was
when you start giving everything
100%. Yeah, definitely. It's part feeling free and part being super OCD and wanting to just clear everything out. And partially it's totally selfish. It makes you feel better. You know what I mean? It makes you feel better about yourself too.
They say that to actually give to people that need it is the most elated feeling that you can get. I think that's the thing. I think I just have stopped caring about stuff as much as I used to care about it. I used to really care about stuff, and now I'm just finding it all a little bit pointless. And not in a negative way, but just as in there's got to be more to this. Because there's times where like if I can recall my happiest moments in life, some of those times are like when I'm in Thailand with like hand luggage and the same pair of flip-flops, and I've been there for a month with the absolute basics. And I've been happier then than when I've, been in Dubai with, a suitcase just full of shoes. So I've got a different pair of kicks for each day. Do you know what I mean? So
it weighs you down both physically and emotionally. You know what I mean? When you've got all this stuff.
I feel like I've started looking at things a bit differently and just wanting to rid of physical and mental clutter. So like collecting shoes was kind of a part of that. I've really got rid of loads of stuff, which is great.
Yeah. Do you meditate as well?
Yeah. And actually, the deeper I got into meditation, the less I stopped caring about material things. Yeah.
It's difficult. I know that like it should be such an easy thing to sit down, but actually trying to make the time to meditate is such a difficult thing.
It's really hard, and I found that what I try to do in the morning now is like do my affirmations for the day, and then I'll just catch my meditation in little moments where I'm, say, on public transport, if I'm on the tube or if I'm on the bus, I'll just like take a little moment and just close my eyes and just do a little 5 to 10 minutes. I can do that now. I live in East London, because taking the bus in East London is a completely different experience to taking the bus in South. Okay, so I found that I would never take the bus in South London again. Not that there's anything wrong with South London. I love it. I lived there 10 years. I'm just saying now, like, when you're on a bus in East London, there's peace to meditate, whereas in South London.
I need to travel in the parts of East London you're travelling in, boy.
Very rare, just the 55. I'm more a tube and car.
It's a lot better now than it used to be. I think the place I used to feel most stressful was on the 29 bus.
Is the 29 bus stressful?
The 29, Camden, it was Camden to Finsbury Park. Yeah. And like, I used to travel when I was 13, 14 years old, coming back from clubs at like London Bridge. So I'd go central and it would be like 3, 4 a.m. And on this 29 bus, like I saw so many people get stabbed. Like
the bus was literally a war zone.
It was a war zone.
It was a portal into another world.
Bus was a portal.
Blood everywhere, all sorts.
Vomit. I think I've seen every imaginable bodily fluid on the 76 bus. I swear down. Piss, diarrhea, vomit. I remember one of my earliest memories on a bus, and this is words to mumsy, because my mum was there with me. Obviously, I was mad young. I think we were on the... what were we on? We were either on the 243 or a 149, because we used to live in Stoke Newington at the time, round the corner, just behind the police station, and we were getting a bus to Dalston. So we're on this bus, and there's a guy sitting 2 seats in front of us, and then another guy comes on the next stop and sits between us, right? And sneezes all over the guy's back in front of him, snot everywhere, and doesn't say anything. And I swear to God, all I remember is my mum just looking at me, just going, "You don't say shit. I'm not getting involved in this shit." It was disgusting. It was proper like, because I used to watch
Nickelodeon
shit like Gunge, innit? Like it was Gunge, fam. It was so nasty. I will always remember that. I'll always remember. That's one of my earliest memories on the bus.
They want us to cut out using our cars so much, but you see, it's like sometimes it's just not possible. You know what I mean? Like, I'm kind of safe on the 55. I don't mind the 55.
It's the only route.
I'll only go the 55.
You should try getting a bus in LA. Now that is fucked up.
Is it?
Got a bus in Portland, but that was like
LA buses.
Like
there's so many crazy people on the bus.
I think I'd find it endearing because I'd be in America. I'm like,
do you know what? That's true. You know, I swear down. It sounds weird, but I don't mind sort of, you know, the shouters and that. You know, people that come and talk themselves. I prefer them to a bus full of school children any day.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
definitely. There's hazards everywhere. Literally
True.
on the way here, I stopped at traffic lights in the car. I looked to the left of me. There's just a drunk man in the middle of Shoreditch, playing darts just
What?
on the pavement at a shop front. And you know what I love even more about that fact, as I just kind of let my head out the window, was that, you know, people were just walking past him as normal, stopping just before he threw the next dart and then continuing as he'd thrown it. Like, this shit's just so normal. We're just so used to seeing just crazy shit all the time
Bonkers
everywhere.
shit.
We just sort of
Amazing.
walk around. I feel like we're in a giant computer game.
Yeah.
You know, like, remember Lemmings and things like that, where there's all these like
I
mad
remember Lemmings.
obstacles.
Well, there was that article recently that there's every chance that we could be a simulation in some higher beings, like their version of The Sims.
Who's controlling me?
Who is it?
Sake, I need a new car, yeah. And maybe I do want some of my old kicks back.
Before we go, because I haven't even timed it. Have we done? Do you think we've done half an hour? I haven't even looked. Before we do, I wanted to talk to you about your One Extra residency. 'Cause that's
Yeah, congratulations.
really amazing.
Thank
So
you.
cool. So tell us all, just lay it down. When did it start?
So it actually started in December.
Okay.
So there's 4 of us, 4 residents, myself, Snoochie Shai,
Yeah.
Jeremiah Asiyama, and Kenny All-Star. And yeah, man, it's great. It's, for me, it's just really nice because I've been doing covers on One Extra. I've been doing a lot of depth, so that's like covering other people's shows. So you know, you fit in with the format of their show.
Yeah.
So this is nice because it's like 2 hours once a month to just be able to express, you know, my musical taste.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to bring some kind of like fitness and lifestyle tips into it. So on my first show, JME came through and gave me like his top 5 a day, like tips for health and well-being, which was amazing. We're just chatting, you know, about being vegan. And yeah, I'm focusing on like different cities throughout the world for City Focus, which is where I like shine a light on free artists from a city that people probably haven't heard about. And
You've got a lot of
really,
creative control over it as well.
yeah,
which is
complete
amazing.
creative
Yeah.
control. Yeah, like the producers are really good, and it's man, it's nice. It's. I know I should think of like an adjective that's more like
Sometimes
so
nice sums
deeper,
it up.
but sometimes nice is just
Nice
like,
biscuits were my favourite, so
Yeah,
you know.
oh my God, nice biscuits are really good.
So good.
Don't you think like the,
Wait a minute.
the more plain
I think-
biscuits are the best? You know, like digestives and stuff. Rich
Digestives.
cheese.
I think I might know something. I think they might be Nice biscuits.
Oh no,
Yeah,
don't
like the
even.
clothing.
That's not
Is this
Not
start.
like the
Nice.
place in France.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's Nice.
Was it
I
double
could
C?
be wrong though.
Was
No.
it double C?
No, that's the-
they were
that's the
just
clothing.
nice. That is the clothing.
Yeah, that's double C. Yeah,
And isn't that
Nice, or
Nietzsche?
it Nietzsche.
Nietzsche.
Custard
yeah.
creams are always kind of the best, though, aren't they? Can't really
Yeah,
have biscuits
low-key,
now. since I've
custard
been-
cream.
I can't
were
eat. I
peng.
can't eat
No
biscuits.
bourbons.
Remember the last time I ate biscuits? Why don't we eat biscuits anymore?
I still eat biscuits sometimes.
Do you?
I've seen him eat biscuits.
Yeah.
It's true.
I
It's
wax
true.
biscuits sometimes.
Yeah, you box them off in the traditional sense of that.
Really, any
term.
nutritional
Biscuits
value
and,
to them,
and strawberry
though, so-
nourishment.
Yeah. Oh, no, I miss nourishment.
I don't. I still have it.
You know, it's cowpass.
Not bothered. None of them rumours come. Oh, it's pig spunk.
It's not really.
I used to hear
No,
so
I'm not
many
talking-
rumours
I'm not
about
talking
nurry.
about
You know, it's
nourishment.
pig semen.
I'm just talking.
Is it? You sucked off a pig, fam. How the fuck do you know which one of these ingredients is pig semen?
I'm just talking about milk in general. I don't know about nourishment. What's the thing about nourishment?
People used to
then?
get spread all the lies about nurry.
No, nourishment. When I was
Nurry,
like,
you
I
know,
used to,
it's
I
made
used
it
to,
spread.
I used to drink a nourishment every day in school. And then Sway, who I went to school with, he was like a year older than me, and he came to me one day. He was like, "Bro, you shouldn't drink nourishment, man." And I was like, "Why?" And he goes, "Because it makes you infertile." I was like, "What?
Do you have any children?
12.
Do you have any
I
children?
don't. So he could
Well,
be
there you
right.
go. So maybe he was
could
right.
be right.
That's why he's got kids.
Fuck. Shit, man. He was right all along.
wait, but
he
you-
was trying to get me to drink Supermalt because he was, you know, that's all he drank. He drank tons
Supermalt
of
is peng, but nourishment it hits the spot that Supermalt can't.
it. Yeah.
Describe that spot to me.
It's it's like a milkshake. It's the spot that milkshake hits, but slightly to the left because it's less kind of bubbly and frothy. It's just quite smooth.
It's quite thick
Don't
in a
you
weird
feel
way.
phlegmy when you drink milkshakes?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's an occupational hazard, isn't it?
No, we're not meant to.
Do you know what I mean?
digest
Sometimes I feel a bit
lactose.
bloated when I eat white bread, but boy, a sandwich is good still. So I have to. Sometimes I just. The thing is, I'm not I'm too lazy to be vegan. I'm not one of those people that like.
I think it takes less work.
I don't cook the meat though.
How long have you been vegan for?
I stopped eating meat about 4 years ago, but
Yeah.
then like I was pescatarian for a good year and a half. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I stopped eating fish and eggs. Because really eggs are just like chicken fetus, chicken period.
Chicken period, yeah.
Chicken period,
Delicious
really,
chicken
yeah.
period.
Chicken period McMuffin.
That's
You know what I mean?
I would
When you
buy
put it like
I would buy that. I was a vegetarian for 27 years for the
Okay.
first 27 of my years, but then I realized I couldn't eat gluten or I couldn't eat a lot of bread, and dairy products were just fucking with me, and also putting on so much weight. Like I realized the only thing unhealthy in my diet that I was having was just cheese. I was just eating all kinds of cheese. It's so good. Everything, every cheese you could
kind of
find,
cheese.
every cheese.
You were the cheese
That's a great
pro
song,
on
eh?
tour.
Man,
Kind
I
of
just on tour, like that was it. That's the only thing I asked for. Is like just give me
Cheese.
cheese.
What's in
please.
his rider?
Cheese. That's it. And like, but yeah, I realized I just couldn't eat it because you know acid. I only had acid when I ate cheese, and then
feel
I
better
just
now?
so much better.
Yeah.
But the thing now is because I pretty much can't eat fake meat. You know, and fake meats most of it is made with wheat and with gluten,
What, like
even
corn and
seitan. Yeah,
Yeah.
most corn is.
But to be honest, it's not good because that's made from soy. And you know,
Exactly.
soy is like
I had
a man-made
soy.
product from Monsanto. It's not good.
Yeah,
it's a chemical
yeah.
bean. It's
GMO.
genetically modified. It's, you know, like I don't have meat replacements because I think they're just as bad, if not worse, than meat. I stopped, you know, a big reason why I stopped eating meat and dairy and all these things was because I became very conscious of what was going in my body. So then I'm not going to replace that with like another chemically made product. I just like rather just replace it with vegetables. The thing is really all meat that we have and everything, like it's always seasoned and it's always seasoned with plant-based products.
Yeah. What's the worst thing that people have said? Because I found as a vegetarian, like I never preached to people or anything. I always spoke to people and was like telling people the facts and whatnot, you know. But I found a lot when I would have dinner with people that people would like, you know, point me out and just go, you're vegetarian, why? Explain yourself. And it would be mad aggressive. And I'm like, I'm just here.
Because they've got that angry death inside. them. That's what it is. It's all that angry meat.
And I was just like, man, like I probably was more aggressive back then, you know, in my response. I'll just be like, listen, I will punch a cow in the face. I just won't eat it. But like, I was just more like, I'm not here commenting. You enjoy your food, whatever. This is a personal choice for me. You know, I've had 27. I never tried meat before I was 27.
I honestly feel like it, you know what I mean? Like it is, I mean, I say it like lightheartedly, but you know, like whatever choices anybody makes is entirely up to them. For me, it came from a thing where somebody kind of educated me about certain things, and then I started looking into it myself, and then I realized, okay, like when I eat meat or when I eat dairy, I do get really bloated, I do feel a certain way, so when I cut it out, I noticed I just started feeling really different and my mood improved and my hair and my skin and everything. Like, all jokes aside, I do hate that heavy, aggressive, we're vegan, you're somehow less because you eat meat. Nobody's less than anybody else. You know, no one's more important than me and I'm no more important than anybody else. But if we just arm ourselves with facts and know what's right for our body, then, you know, I believe that we're all meant to eat differently anyway. It's more about our blood type.
Yeah,
according
exactly.
to our blood type. Yeah, because there's just certain things that I could eat if I wanted to that I know don't make me feel good. You know, like even like potatoes. When I eat potatoes, they just
hate potatoes.
blow me out. Like,
So wait, you hate potatoes?
No. Like Reese hates potatoes, like in all forms.
Do you?
I
What,
just
even
hate.
chips?
I only
Hates
like
potatoes.
chips, basically, and even chips are such a side dish in like the literal sense of the word, and also like in the sort of slang sense as well. They're like, I can't just have chips on their own. I'd have to have like a main course of possibly something meat based.
I've never met a potato I didn't like, apart from maybe a mashed one.
Have you seen
in
in like
a mashed one?
Oh, mashed is amazing. Oh, mixed
love
in-
Do you know what it is
potato.
though? It's because I had like, I think it was the trauma from growing up where my mum, for some God knows reason, used to make us eat that smash. You know, that awful
I remember Smash.
old school smash, and she didn't even used to put any butter or anything with it. It was just like kettle boiled water Smash and Mr. Brain's Faggots. Like, do you remember Mr. Brain's Faggots?
The lamb what? Yeah.
Do you remember them? Do you remember Mr. Brain's Faggots?
I grew up veggie, so I always used to just see them in the freezer.
Oh, is that? Oh, yeah. That was. Where did you grow up?
Finsbury Park.
Oh, so you had them as well? Because
No,
I've
we
only ever
didn't
heard
have
of
it. We-
people eating faggots in like Scotland and like up north and that.
How have they not changed the name?
No, I think they're still called Mr. Brain's Faggots. You find them in the freezer section, don't you?
I think I know,
They're
but
just
how are
these
they?
lumps
How
of
have they
like
not changed the name?
congealed bullshit.
Because I think they were that before they were that.
Yeah.
You get me? So they can't change. Do you know what I mean? Like that, they existed as they're old school things. You get me?
Awful, like Finder's crispy pancakes. And my mum was an awful cook, absolutely awful, which really made me like learn to cook myself. And yeah, I'm a good cook.
You know what, that's a good point to break for the tradition of a piss break. So we'll be back momentarily. All right, welcome back to the Thanks for Trying podcast, episode 20. Where no one had a piss, but I made a shot, a health shot, because today I'm super hungover today. I'm not gonna lie, so I'm quite glad to have made this turmeric and lemons and cayenne shot. So everyone in the room has one.
Cheers.
Reese.
Here's to health, good living.
To health.
No
Cheers,
cow pus.
no cow pus. It's pretty delicious, actually. I'm not mad at that.
Great shot.
I feel invigorated. I feel ready to get drunk again now. So you were on Come Dine with me.
Oh my God. This was, okay. Like,
It's
how
never
do
gonna leave
even
you
know
alone.
that? This must be like 10 years ago.
No way.
When I was in Brighton, because I'm originally from Brighton. So I've lived in London about 8 years. So maybe it was about 9 years ago, yeah.
shit.
And you know what? Genuinely, like hand on heart, I just loved the program.
Yeah, it's a
So
great
I
show.
wanted to be on it because I loved the program. I was quite naive, I think, back then to things like, you know, how constructed reality TV is and how it's all bollocks. And like literally, yeah, I just loved the program and wanted to go in there and cook. And it just put me with the most weird people. Oh God, honestly.
What were they like? I'm so intrigued.
Being from Brighton, so we had like it was like a 60-year-old drag queen,
Yeah.
but he was like a proper bitch, you know, like I watch RuPaul's Drag Race and just think, oh, these people like are so funny and loving and think I want to hang out and a little bit bitchy, but it's fun. No, this bitch was not like that. Okay? He was just like a proper bitter old queen, and then there was a gay comedian. And then there was this awful woman, like, who was, I think she was in her 50s, but again, she was like one of those really kind of like bitter, strange women. Like, it was just really weird. Like, I'm a woman lover, so it was just a very weird set of people. And we were all put together. I was the only one of, you know, any kind of ethnic background, and I made Caribbean food. And it's literally, it was just almost a testament to like how white and middle class Brighton is, because all the complaints that came up against me were like, oh, she's trying to get us too drunk, she's giving us too much alcohol, there's too much food.
Oh no,
there's so
please
many
don't tell me
courses.
spicy. That
I'm
would have
like,
been...
yeah, and like, motherfuckers, this is what happens when you go around to black people's houses. They get you drunk because they're being sociable. They give you loads of food, more food than you can eat.
Also, how is that a
There's
complaint?
So many courses. Yeah, but this is the thing. It was a complaint. So it was just...
That's ridiculous.
It was just a weird experience, actually, because that's how I really... The first time I kind of saw like how, you know, production worked, and like there was hours between courses when they were doing loads of different takes, and of course the food went cold. And that it was actually a really good experience, because that's when I realized like, this is just all bollocks, isn't it? Like reality TV is bullshit. Like none of it's real. They'd already like fabricated who was going to be what character, what kind of character I was going to be. You know, they're always trying to do this like angry black person thing in these, like
there's a narrative.
There's a narrative,
and
I was just really quite naive. And so when I watched it back, I was like, I didn't really like the way I came across, but it was interesting. It was an interesting take on things. Not long after that, I left Brighton. I just thought, come down with me, made me leave. My childhood home. I'm never coming back. No, it just made me realise like, even somewhere can be like a cool, fun city like Brighton, but it's still just a small little seaside town.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck this! I'm going to London, you bastards.
I think the thing that upsets me the most, apart from them complaining that there's too much food, that upsets me the most.
Oh, there was so much food.
But why complain about
Can I tell you, like,
that hurts
they make
my
complaints
heart.
out of like matters of choice as well.
Yeah.
It's like there was too much alcohol. It's like you weren't forcing it down these people's throats.
Well, I mean, I kind of was. But there was literally like, I handmade everything. So I did like, it was like a kind of like 8-course extravaganza.
Yeah.
We had like saltfish fritters and like homemade cornbread to start. I'd like scooped out loads of pineapples and made like rum punch. It had fucking umbrellas and cherries and all of this. Then in between every course, like we did a shot of honey rum. But I didn't have any shot glasses, so I was giving it to them in egg cups, which I think I lost a couple of points for. But I thought I was being innovative.
Yeah.
Then there was like jerk chicken, curry goat, rice and peas, festivals and dumplings, homemade coleslaw, and I made banana bread, homemade key lime pie, homemade coconut ice, rum coffees, and then one of the women like deducted me for points because I didn't make my own custard. I'm like, bitch, after all that, I've been in the kitchen for weeks, bitch. Okay,
Wow.
And, honestly, it was an epic meal. I used to love cooking. I used to really express myself with my cooking before that was the time when I kind of first started DJing. I was expressing myself through music, but more at that time it was through my food. I was like really fat. I used to love food, still love food, but I just cook a lot and eat a lot. And so fuck them. I don't think I've had a dinner party since.
Fuck that show.
You said some stuff.
And I spent like a week really deep cleaning my house. I think I might have even painted a wall. Motherfuckers.
I always did think, like, do the people, is it the person's actual house for a start? Do they get assistance with the cooking, or at least the, something?
Do they buy the ingredients for you?
Like financially, I think you got £125, which I can tell you didn't even cover the drinks bill. No, because I got in a lot of alcohol.
I mean, Aki is like £10 for a dinner.
It wasn't. It didn't cover it, but it was more for the experience of it being fun. But by the end of the week, I felt so sick. Like,
I feel like they should do like a come wine with me or something, or like,
are we talking dancing or
alcohol?
Wine.
It could be both.
It's just like a carnival. Come dine with me.
Yeah,
come wine with me. That's a great idea. It's a great idea for a night.
Take them to different sections of carnival.
Yeah,
each person takes the other contestants to a different section of carnival, and someone catches the best wine, and then they're graded on.
I think that's perfect. I think that's perfect. When I was doing a visual album for my an album I had called Thanks for Trying a few years ago, and I did 14 videos, and I came up with a lot of mad concepts myself, and one of the concepts that didn't end up getting directed because I think it was just too dark was Come Die With Me. And it was actually, I wanted to make a music video about like just a story of 4 widows planning the best funeral for their husbands.
Mad.
I actually quite like that idea. Was that a time when you had a hangover, or was that
I think I've had a hangover constantly for about 15 years. So you were talking a little bit before, just before we started recording, you were saying that you are not feeling the new Drake record.
I was just saying that it's like, are we meant to like everything just because it's Drake?
Do you feel pressured to play it?
I feel like it's more like we just feel pressure to like it, like we have to like it just because it's Drake.
Yeah.
Do you not think it'll grow on you?
Yeah, that's the thing. So that's the other annoying thing about Drake and his records is that they do always grow on me.
Always.
Right. Always.
So do you not think there's a pressure to not admit then that it's grown on you? Maybe that's where the pressure is.
No, because I'm always honest when I like when I like a track. I'm never scared to say that I don't like something or I do like something. Like, I'm sick of playing Cardi B. I don't want to fucking hear that song anymore in a club. Like, I'm sick of it. I'm a DJ and I will be playing it later, but I'm sick of hearing it.
Yeah.
So I never mind admitting when things are just... But I'm just saying, like, are there certain people that whatever they bring out, it's like, because they're the messiah, that everyone just says they like the track, whether they do or not.
No matter what, yeah. So I'm trying to think who's been so consistent no matter what, or at least has the image, the facade of consistency, because everyone is too frightened. Because the Migos album came out yesterday, and everyone's slating it. Everyone says it's shit. But when I listened to it, I played it yesterday. Me and my boy were listening to it, and I was like, it's actually... I'm not saying it's good, but it just sounds like Migos.
And
it just sounds like Migos. And if you're like thinking, oh, you know what? Actually, the last Migos album was like Illmatic. And now this new one is
like, what do people want from a Migos album?
Exactly.
You know,
to me, it sounds like Migos. Let's be fair to them.
Yeah.
You know, they're just making a Migos.
But then we've made these people, you know, rich and successful.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't put these people on a pedestal, and then, like you say, when they release a body of work that is exactly what they sound like, then moan about it.
So what's your stance on barking?
Not a fan personally. I'm not gonna lie to you. Not a fan. But you know, people do love to get behind the cause and cool. Like more power to them. More power to people for kind of getting behind something. But I think to myself, I'd love to see the same passion, the same energy for getting more women on the lineup for Wireless. I was saying this to Reece the other day.
That was nonsense. I don't understand.
You know what I mean? Like we've got things that we can really get behind
So
as like
weird.
as our demographic. We can make some actual shifts. And I'm not bashing Rams at all. Do you know what I mean?
Because the song's an earworm. Like I find myself humming it when I'm cooking.
The guy's basically made this song about linking his girl from the ends of this. Is it number 2 now? It's
charted at number 2, which is an amazing.
It's great.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't he lost out to Eminem? And to be fair, Eminem is fucking shit. So I would have been so much happier with him getting the number 1 for barking than Eminem. Come on, that song is terrible.
You're not going to beat Eminem, though, are you? Eminem is just a machine now, isn't he? He puts it out. It's gonna.
He's definitely had plugs for the hair on his face, right? Surely.
Eminem don't look right.
Something's very.
I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Eminem don't look right. There's something about Eminem that doesn't look right.
Prolonged drug use.
I think that's it.
That'll be it.
I mean, I'm not mad at barking. Like I can see why people.
I'm not mad at it at all.
100%. I can see why people, disgruntled. But then at the same time,
Who's disgruntled? Because I haven't.
I've seen some people on Twitter just talking about this is nonsense and da 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 da.
Yeah.
But I think it's the sign of a healthy scene when you've got something that is the other side of the spectrum and it is chart topping. And I think it's also the sign of a healthy scene when people are arguing about it.
I think it's reflective of what, people are enjoying at the moment within
That's a good point.
the UK. Like for me, I would never watch an episode of Backchat because I just feel like for me as a black woman, it's not representing what my version of being black is, but it's representing what a version of being black is and being outspoken and being loud of hundreds of thousands of people that engage with it, and that is, they can relate to that.
Yeah.
So just because certain people can't relate with barking,
It's not for everyone.
There's a whole heap of people that can
It's not for
relate to it,
everyone.
and those are the people that are buying the music, and those are the people that are enjoying the track. So everything goes in waves.
Do you know the one song that in the world that I have, like, for maybe 3 minutes, say 2 minutes, depending on how long they keep the song playing for. I've physically hated my DJ friends when they play a song. It's Kevin Little's "Turn Me On." Can't stand that song.
Right.
But the thing is, every single time I hear that song, I'm in a place where there will be at least 200 people dancing to it, and that is the song that makes me realise it just. Not everything's for everyone. Yeah. Who am I to? If they're genuinely enjoying it, who am I to try to convince them otherwise?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Or convince them that they should do otherwise. And that's what I think about songs like Barking. And your point was interesting because it does show the scene's in a healthy place if there are songs from the scene that are so divisive, but yet they got to number 2. Like you had like Millie Bobby Brown playing that barking tune on her Snapchat. It's reaching them echelons. Like, of course that's going to help the chart position.
Of course.
Literally, do you know what I mean? Of course that's going to help. That's millions of people being exposed to this earworm.
And it started out as a freestyle, he said.
Really?
Yeah. Good on him.
And let
Fair
people,
play to
do you
him.
know what I mean? Like,
Fair play to him. Yeah, let the brother eat.
Let them have their moment. Like literally, let him eat. Let him please get good advice. Take the money.
He seems like a nice kid as well. Like,
he seems cool.
I can't look at that smile and think he's a dickhead. Do you get what I'm saying? Unless he's like smiling like because he's like murdered 20 people and he's just mad evil. But I can't see that. He just looks like such a. You wish him well when you see him.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
And I know that's not
money for good. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's put him in a position now that he may or may not have been in. So put money down on a house. You know what I mean? Get
stop that
yourself
barking,
some
man.
property.
Listening things at 7 a.m. Put him in a better position. Give him a better footing in life, so he doesn't have to go barking at 7 fucking a.m.
Have you seen?
No, she's calling it. This is the common.
This
is the common misperception of the song.
Right.
She's calling him at 7 a.m. He's not going to link her. She's ringing off his
and
phone
that's
at
why
7
she's
a.m.
jarring.
That's why she's jarring.
I thought that he'd gone to barking at 7 a.m. in the morning,
he's not
and
getting
she
out of
was
bed
jarring.
that early. No, she's jarring because she's calling him at 7 a.m. to go and link her. Probably, before work.
I feel like there should be a graphic novel made of this story because it could be quite dark.
Is there a video?
It should be studied in anthologies, like in schools, like 30 years from now. Did you know that Rams actually was getting called by the girl to come to Barking
to meet
discuss?
Yeah.
And barking, he wasn't even referring to place; it was merely a state of mind. Have you seen the memes?
It's a big metaphor.
Yeah.
Barking's a massive metaphor. It's political, bro.
It's political.
It's a political.
Have you seen
song.
the memes from different areas of London? Like, I might lick my ting from Hackney, so when I get in beef, she can back me. And where's the best spot that you played at? Because I still never been to Dubai. Like, I've played a lot of amazing places in the world, and I still have never played in Dubai.
Dubai's fun. Dubai's fun. In terms of what I enjoy and love as a DJ, I love festivals. So I love playing at festivals abroad. I like playing at European festivals. They have a lot of energy. You've obviously got places you play abroad, which is like a specific crowd that is there for the love of the music. Then you've got places where people are just there to party and have a good time.
And they just don't care. They just want to rave.
We're spoiled in London.
Yeah.
So we're spoiled. We can see, like, we'll just go to a random gig and then, like, gigs will come out. And we're like,
we were saying that.
I just love traveling. I love being abroad. I love being warm and so cold. I really feel like anything could go on in front of us in London and we'll all just sort of plod along.
And that is a beautiful thing when it comes to terrorists, things that within the next day, like I remember when 7/7 happened and I was on the train the next day, everyone was just kind of like, oh, whatever, like everyone just, it's London, I saw someone get shot yesterday before that, so it's fine, like whatever.
At the end of my road.
God forbid it snows though.
Yeah, if it snows,
that's the one way. That's what terrorists should actually do. They should just make snow on countries. If they really want to make things grind to a halt, just make it snow. Find a way to make it snow.
What a great idea. Because the Queen knows how to control the weather.
Yes.
We all know that.
With her reptilian
didn't, what's her name? Tara Parban Tompkinson sort of unwittingly admit that her parents had changed the weather for like a family celebration one time.
Yeah, they definitely can.
Because they can seed clouds. It's true. You can fucking, if it's a cloudy sky, you can go up there with planes and put something in the clouds in order for them to disperse.
Chemtrails are a real thing. Look it up, people. Please look it up before you feel like it isn't true. Just investigate.
It's very strange.
Maybe there is no conspiracy theory.
Maybe it's.
I'm not
it's just really bad.
I'm not
for the
saying that
environment.
there definitely isn't, but maybe there isn't. Maybe it is actually just expulsion from jet engines.
No.
It's got to go. It's got to go somewhere.
No. I need to show Kim this as well. The 9/11 documentaries. That fucking like.
I love the conspiracies.
So good,
and that's what I mean. I always sit on the fence with these things. I don't know the truth. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I don't know the truth. I don't know whether chemtrails are real or fake. I don't know whether 9/11 was planned by George Bush. And the Jews. I don't know whether. Do you know what I mean?
That's a swift edit. I don't know why 9/11 was planned by George Bush and
and this
but that is the popular conspiracy theory. I'm not making that up. I'm not making that up. Whether you edit that out or not, like, I'm not making that up. That is just I'm just regurgitating saying something I've heard. You know what I mean? Everyone goes, it's how all the Jews weren't at work that day. That's how ridiculous it is.
Who keeps a register? Who keeps that register? Have we logged all the Jews today?
Where was Weinstein that day? Do you know what I mean? Where was Jacob?
Where are they? Who keeps that?
Exactly. People. That's what I'm saying. So it's hard to filter the.
Yeah.
it's hard to filter stuff out because you hear some ridiculous things. But the thing is, you hear some ridiculous things that could be true.
And also reality is fucking bonkers. So
exactly.
if you look at like what they tell us the narrative is, which, all right, guys, there's this guy with a beard who has been on a kidney dialysis machine for quite a few years, and wait for it, he's been hiding in a cave that we don't know where it is, and somehow he's controlling cells like of groups of people around the world without any advanced technology, and he's still alive, and he's on a kidney dialysis machine, and somehow he's got control of these planes, and somehow the passports have remained intact after the planes blew up. You're like, that is ridiculous.
Yeah,
if you tried to tell me that, I'd be like, just get off the pipe. You know what I mean? That is ridiculous. So I don't know. Fuck knows. That's in conclusion, fuck knows.
This is what I always say, exactly. Yeah. They're interesting, don't get me wrong. I love reading conspiracy theories. I do love reading them, but I just never know. For me, they're just interesting.
Yeah.
My favourite one is the Smiths and Princess Diana one.
What's that?
About how they predicted the death of Princess Diana
in a Smith song.
It's life imitating art, isn't it? Remember the Simpsons? Like all these catastrophic events that the Simpsons have previously shown, even the episode of that buffoon becoming president, and then they did that still of him standing in that exact same place, and everybody was placed in exactly this place.
Do you think that's just them fucking with us, like the Illuminati, Trump, whoever it is, just going, let's try and fuck him up?
We know he's going to tweet. We know, he's being. He's purposely making himself come across as a illiterate buffoon. Only somebody that smart could characterize themselves in the way that he is. He's not this idiot. No. He's not this fucking moron. Like there's a lot of serious things going on there. So everyone gets hung up on what he's actually doing rather than looking at the narrative behind it.
Definitely.
Like this is like a mass distraction technique for us to all just focus on, oh my God, what's he tweeted today? You're all missing the point.
It makes me so angry when I see people tweeting Trumpisms and all of this stuff. It's like missing the point.
Yeah.
But do you not think, because and I always say this to people about terrorism and how it's perceived and the media obviously perpetuate this kind of idea that it's all from the Middle East and blah, 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 and it's all from Islam. But remember, the face of terrorism was an Irishman a few, do you know what I mean, decades ago, right? So just like Trump, we're forgetting that there have been presidents as stupid, basically, i.e. George W. Bush.
Oh my God.
If he had Twitter now, think about it. If George Bush was president now,
he would have said
probably it wouldn't be just as bad as if Trump, but it's just that Trump is so much more visible, isn't he? Because of
if
social
Nixon
media.
had Twitter, if Reagan was an actor. Reagan is essentially what Trump. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? There are a lot of US presidents that have been just as despicable as Trump,
definitely.
But just not as visible, not as they didn't possess the same celebrity status that he does.
Exactly, and at the same time, we're still talking about him rather than talking about Theresa May. The devil herself.
It's just even to look at her, it's like you don't even worry that you're going to turn to stone. Remember Medusa?
Yeah, for real. Anyway,
just in a game, we're in a giant game, and we have to almost. What I find is that you have to be within the game to maneuver yourself effectively within it. It's hard to be outside of the game, looking in it, complaining about the way the game's been played. Sometimes you've just got to go inner and focus on our internal power and how we can use that to benefit ourselves and our loved ones, so we can at least grow within this Babylon system that we're all placed within.
Yeah, and I think that is the perfect way to end episode 20 of the Thanks for Trying podcast. So thank you very much to my guests, Melody Kane and Michael Pane. Big up.
Thanks for having us.
You have been listening to the Thanks for Trying podcast, episode 20. A nice and short one this month, you know what I mean? You can just about do a little quick gym session during this. Big thank you to my guests, Melody Kane and Michael Pane. And don't forget, go cop your tickets for the live podcast March 25th, the Phoenix in London. Ramesh Ranganathan and a secret top secret special guest. And my album, of course, This Is Where It Gets Good, out right now. Go have a listen. Enjoy that shit.